Good afternoon. It is Thursday, September 5th, 2013. This is Jason Horak reporting on the Dodge Daytona electric vehicle. As you can see, we have some damage here. Basically what had happened was, out at the electric vehicle conversion convention in Missouri, went to the car wash, washed the car right before the car show and the parade event, and what should happen but this large chunk of paint came off of my bumper. So this spot in the back where you see where it's all yellow, that's the original plastic color underneath the paint, and that was revealed and made it look really terrible. Needless to say, I didn't have time to fix it when I was out there in Missouri, so I didn't go to the event. I was actually working on some other problems with my DC to DC converter and chargers and so forth, so anyway, the series of unfortunate events continued. But now I've got the car back home, and we're going to go ahead and attempt something that I've never done before, which is to paint a large portion of the car, and hopefully not make it look too terrible. So I've gone ahead and sanded the bumper, so I've roughed up the whole area there, and then made it as smooth as possible with the sandpaper, so it's all even. It's just coarse and not like shiny. So anyway, and then I've taped it all off with the painter's tape and wrapped it in plastic so I don't get excess spray all over things that I don't want it to get on. And I've put some paper around the tires, and so that the tires and the rims don't get spray on them as well. So anyway, it's nice and windy today, so that ought to be fun. But what I'm going to do is close the garage door, do a little primer. I've got some automobile primer. It's kind of a dark, it's a Rust-Oleum stuff. It says fast drying, wet sandable, automobile primer. Alright, so we have the 2 coats of the primer on there, and then I sanded it a bit in order to make sure that everything was nice and smooth and take care of the drips that I created by putting it on too thick. So I got that all taken care of, and then I washed it with a little Palmolive dish detergent and water, and made sure that all the sand grit was off of it, and then I rinsed it with just clean water and let it dry. So now we're going to go ahead and try putting the coat of the hammered black on there, and I'll do it very, very lightly. I'm not looking for full coverage at this particular stage. All I want is for it to not drip, pretty much is my goal. So I'm going to do a very nice light coat of that, let it dry, and then do a couple other coats, again just very light ones at a time, and hopefully it won't be all dripping and miserable. I guess we'll see what happens. Be right back. Alrighty then, so we've got about 3 coats of the hammered black on this bumper. I did them as light as I could so that as to avoid running, and so I haven't had to resand in between. It's not the most perfect job ever, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Should be able to show you some from the side. So overall, I think it looks much better than it did before. With the issues that it had. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get the plastic off and get the little reflectors back on, and then we'll go and pull it outside so it's fully in the sun, and you get the effect of the red and hammered black. Hopefully it won't look terrible. I guess we're going to find out. Alright, so we've got the paint done on the back bumper, at least on the lower part that I did just recently, and it came out pretty good. I'm actually quite pleased with how it looks. It's not exactly, it doesn't match the front at the moment, but as you can see, it does blend in pretty nicely, and with a red of the tail light reflector, it actually kind of came out pretty good. So I'm very pleased with the hammered black. It is completely dry at this point, and so that is the natural, or the color that it will be. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to paint the battery box underneath or not, because you know, it has that silver. But I guess we'll see whether that's going to work. So anyway, that's the status at this point. The next plan is to paint the front bumper to match the back bumper. And so we're basically going to repeat the whole process that we just did with the sanding and then the primer and you know, then the hammered black on there. Mainly because we have a lot of damage on here. And it's kind of probably hard to make out on the camera, but there's like some yellow showing from where it had scraped on when being loaded onto trucks and stuff. And so what we want to do is try to get that cleaned up to make it look, you know, just a little bit better, a little bit more show-worthy-ish for all the car shows that I keep being asked to go to, and my car kind of looks like it's a beater. So anyway, that's it for today, but I'll be back when we get the front bumper all taped off and ready to do some fun stuff there.